Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of modern US collectibles as we explore the top 6 most expensive and valuable Susan B. Anthony dollar coins ever discovered. These aren't your ordinary dollar coins. Some of these rare pieces have shocked collectors with their incredible prices, unexpected varieties, and limited high-grade survivors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, this breakdown will help you understand what makes certain Susan B. Anthony dollars truly stand out and why they've become some of the most sought-after treasures in American coin collecting. Let's get started. First up to in. The 1993 D Washington quarter dollar holds a distinctive place in modern numismatics, not because it is old or tied to a monumental redesign, but because it represents a transitional moment in late 20th century American coinage where quality, precision, and minting consistency became major focal points for collectors. Although billions of quarters were produced during this period, a small segment of high-grade 1993 D examples has attracted significant attention due to their remarkable preservation, sharp strikes, and scarcity in elite mint-state grades. For collectors who specialize in modern U.S. coinage, this coin has become an unexpected standout, with certain premium specimens outperforming expectations and achieving impressive market values. The 1993 D quarter emerged during a time when the United States Mint was maintaining strong production momentum for circulation coinage. Coming out of the economic fluctuations of the late 1980s and early 1990s, demand for everyday coinage remained steady across the nation. Minted in Denver, the 1993 D quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series initiated in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Though 1993 itself was not tied to a specific commemoration, the series continued to serve as a symbol of national heritage and continuity. This year's Denver output reflected both the practical necessity for circulating currency and the Mint's ongoing effort to refine die maintenance, which subtly impacted the quality of surviving high-grade specimens. The 1993 D quarter displays the familiar layout created by sculptor John Flanagan, featuring a right-facing portrait of George Washington on the obverse. The details, Washington's hair, facial contours, and the clarity of the lettering are critical indicators of quality in high-value examples. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle spreads its wings in a classic, symmetrical pose that defined the series for decades. Crafted from the standard clad composition of copper-nickel layered over a pure copper core, the coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter. Although visually straightforward, the 1993 DS allure lies in the precision of its strike, the cleanliness of its surfaces, and the rarity of flawless examples, traits that elevate the coin from ordinary pocket change to a collector's treasure. The 1993 D Washington quarter does not stem from low mintage. More than 650 million were produced, but instead from the difficulty of locating pristine, untouched survivors. Most entered heavy circulation, quickly accumulating wear, abrasions, and loss of luster. Collectors specifically seek coins graded MS 66, MS 67, and especially MS 68, but the Denver Mint's production environment that year produced few quarters with the consistent die sharpness and surface quality needed for such lofty grades. Furthermore, varieties such as minor die breaks, die polishing anomalies, or subtle double die characteristics, though not exceedingly common, add an extra layer of intrigue for specialists who seek depth within modern coinage. The 1993 D quarters are worth only face value, but the highest grade examples can command significant premiums. A strong MS 66 may sell in the $40 to $75 range, depending on appeal and market timing. Coins graded MS 67 often rise sharply, commonly selling between $150 to $300, as this grade is scarce relative to the total surviving population. The real standout category is MS 68, an extremely rare grade for this year in mint. Verified MS 68 examples certified by PCGS or NGC have sold for prices ranging from $900 to over $2,500, making them the most valuable and admired 1993 D quarters on the market today. These values reflect the intense collector interest in top-tier modern coins, where perfection is exceptionally difficult to obtain. Collectors pursuing this coin should pay careful attention to surface preservation, strike clarity, and luster quality. Subtle abrasions often go unnoticed by the untrained eye, so certification by major grading agencies, such as PCGS, NGC, or ANAX, adds tremendous credibility and ensures accurate valuation. Acquiring the best examples usually involves searching through uncirculated rolls, attending reputable auctions, or connecting with established numismatic dealers who specialize in modern clad coinage. Proper storage is essential. Airtight capsules, low humidity environments, and minimal handling will preserve the delicate mint frost and prevent deterioration that could significantly affect long-term value. The 1993 D quarter acts as an important challenge piece, compelling collectors to appreciate both the artistry of the Washington Quarter series and the technical nuances of high-grade minting. Its increasing demand reflects a growing recognition among numismatists that modern clad coins, often overlooked, can deliver exceptional value when preserved in near-perfect condition. As grading becomes more competitive and collectors continue refining their registry sets, the highest quality 1993 D examples may experience further appreciation. The 1993 D Washington Quarter Dollar stands out as a modern numismatic prize, blending historical continuity, classical design, technical precision, and rarity in top condition. While most examples remain common, the finest specimens have become highly coveted investment pieces, gaining popularity among both new collectors seeking accessible yet valuable coins and advanced collectors pursuing elite registry set rankings. Its unique combination of design heritage, conditional scarcity, and rising market interest ensures that the 1993 D quarter will remain a significant and appealing coin well into the future. That the 1993 D Washington Quarter also plays a broader role in the evolution of modern collecting trends. As more collectors turn their focus toward late 20th century circulation strikes, especially those with exceptionally high grades, the demand for coins like the 1993 D has grown steadily. This shift reflects a larger movement within the numismatic community, an appreciation for precision-minted clad coins that were once overlooked but now serve as crucial registry set components. Because of this, collectors are scrutinizing even the smallest details, die polish lines, rim sharpness, strike pressure, and surface reflectivity, to identify the lowest populations of elite quality examples. As the market adjusts to this heightened interest, the 1993 D quarter continues gaining visibility as a benchmark for modern rarity, defined not by mintage numbers, but by condition scarcity. The 1993 D quarters. Over the last decade, grading companies have tightened standards and become increasingly selective, which has resulted in fewer top-tier gems being certified. This shift has made previously graded MS-67 and MS-68 examples even more desirable, as older certifications sometimes display qualities that would be extremely difficult to replicate today under stricter evaluation criteria. Furthermore, the competition among registry set collectors, each striving to build the highest-ranking Washington Quarter series, has created a more intense market environment where ultra-grade 1993 D coins often sell at a premium beyond their already high catalog value. The rarity of these superb examples ensures persistent market strength, even during fluctuating economic conditions. The 1993 D Washington Quarter has gained a growing reputation as a coin with long-term investment potential, especially for collectors who specialize in modern mint state rarities. Its value is supported by a combination of factors: unwavering demand for pristine modern coins, expanding interest in high-grade clad issues, and the undeniable difficulty of locating perfectly preserved examples more than 30 years after their release. As more rolls are opened and surviving mint state coins are submitted for certification, populations may appear to grow slightly, but the likelihood of newly discovered MS-68 examples remains extremely low. Over time, this coin's blend of historical continuity, aesthetic consistency, and conditional scarcity is expected to solidify its status as a cornerstone piece within advanced Washington Quarter collections. Next up in the 1979 D Washington Quarter stands out as one of the most compelling modern-era circulation coins, admired by collectors for its blend of accessible history and surprising value potential when preserved in the highest grades. While most circulated 1979 D quarters remain common, the finest known examples, especially those grading MS-67, MS-68, or possessing exceptional strike characteristics, have become highly desirable in today's numismatic market. Collectors pursue this Denver Mint issue for its combination of historical relevance, strong design continuity, and the challenge it presents in assembling a pristine, high-end registry-quality set. Its importance has continued to grow as the Washington Quarter series gains renewed attention among modern coin specialists. The 1979 D Quarter emerged during a transformative era in U.S. coinage. The late 1970s saw significant shifts in the American economy, with inflation, rising metal costs, and growing public interest in coinage production. The Denver Mint, known for its efficiency and high-volume output, produced hundreds of millions of quarters in 1979 to meet national demand. Although the coin does not commemorate a specific event, it represents a transitional period for U.S. circulating coinage, before the explosion of state quarters and modern commemorative designs that reshaped public interest decades later. For many collectors, the 1979 D Quarter symbolizes the end of a simpler era of consistent Washington Quarter production since its introduction in 1932. The 1979 D Quarter adheres to the classic Washington Quarter aesthetic, featuring John Flanagan's enduring portrait of George Washington on the obverse. The bold profile, paired with the strong, block-style lettering, creates a visual harmony that has appealed to collectors for generations. The reverse displays the majestic eagle with wings spread, clutching arrows and standing atop an olive wreath, a symbol of American strength balanced by peace. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams. What makes high-grade examples special is not the design itself, but the sharpness of detail, smoothness of fields, and clarity of luster, which are remarkably difficult to find due to Denver's fast-paced minting process at the time. Rarity becomes especially significant when examining condition and strike quality. With more than 300 million produced at the Denver Mint, the 1979 D Quarter is not scarce in everyday circulation. However, finding one that is free of contact marks, bag abrasions, dull luster, or weak strikes is exceptionally challenging. Quarters of this era were released in bulk and tossed roughly through chutes, bins, and transport bags, making pristine survivors rare. The most valuable 1979 D Quarters are those graded MS67 or MS68 by top grading services, levels of preservation achieved by only a tiny fraction of the entire mintage. Additionally, full-strike varieties, high-luster examples, and coins with satiny surfaces command substantially higher market interest. The 1979 D Washington Quarter have reached impressive prices in auctions and private sales. Typical circulated pieces hold only face value, but premium uncirculated examples in MS66 range from $50 to $150, depending on eye appeal. Once the grade reaches MS67, values increase dramatically, often ranging between $300 and $700. The rarest and most exceptional MS68 examples, those nearly flawless coins with blazing mint luster, can command $2,000 to over $4,000, making them the most expensive of all 1979 D Quarters. These values are supported by registry set competition, increased demand for ultra-high-grade modern coins, and the general difficulty of finding near-perfect survivors from this decade. The 1979 D Quarter, a strategic approach, is essential. First, certification by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC is critical, especially when targeting MS66 plus examples. Raw coins may look promising to the untrained eye, but true high-grade specimens are extremely rare. Focus on coins with strong luster, minimal abrasions, and crisp details on Washington's hair, the eagle's wings, and the shield. Storage matters as well. Coins should be housed in archival safe holders, avoiding humidity or direct handling. Searching through old rolls, bags, or inherited collections can still yield strong finds, but most top examples are located through specialized dealers, established collectors, or reputable auction platforms. The 1979 D Quarter extends beyond its monetary value. It represents a cornerstone of modern numismatics. It bridges the gap between early Washington quarters and the modern statehood designs, marking the continuation of one of the longest-running U.S. coin series. Its status as a condition rarity gives new and seasoned collectors alike a challenge, encouraging deeper study, careful evaluation, and thoughtful curation. Even though millions were minted, only the absolute finest have stood the test of time to become true treasures of the modern era that the 1979 D. Washington quarter has grown steadily as collectors recognize the increasing scarcity of high-end examples from late 20th century mintages. While earlier coins in the series often draw attention for their silver content or classic-era rarity, modern clad quarters like the 1979 D are rising in prominence because their highest grades are significantly harder to secure. Many investors now view these pristine specimens as strong long-term holdings, especially as registry set competition continues to intensify. With each passing year, the supply of untouched coins becomes smaller, reinforcing the notion that today's high-grade 1979 D quarters may be tomorrow's key modern condition rarities. Another factor that enhances the coin's desirability is the growing appreciation for the technical artistry behind high-quality minting. Collectors who study the series often highlight how Denver-struck coins from 1979 vary considerably in strike sharpness, rim definition, and surface brilliance. These characteristics give collectors a deeper challenge. Finding a coin with remarkable clarity in Washington's profile, minimal fuzziness around the lettering, and full detail in the eagle's feathers. These subtle distinctions make the search more engaging, and they give the finest examples a unique visual presence that sets them apart from average mint-state pieces. As grading technology advances, these distinctions have become even more meaningful in the competition for the best-graded coins. The 1979 D. Washington quarter plays an important educational role in modern numismatics. New collectors often first learn grading principles by comparing circulated examples with moderately uncirculated pieces, and then progressing to premium-level specimens. This coin teaches critical skills: observing contact marks, identifying weak strike zones, evaluating luster flow, and distinguishing natural surfaces from cleaned or altered ones. Because the 1979 D is both accessible and challenging at different levels, it serves as the perfect training ground for collectors who want to refine their eye for quality while understanding the nuances of modern minting. For many, mastering the evaluation of this particular issue becomes a stepping stone toward more advanced collecting goals. The 1979 D. Washington quarter continues to evolve as numismatists place greater emphasis on transitional decades within the coinage timeline. The late 1970s and early 1980s were often overlooked compared to classic silver-era coins, but this mindset has shifted dramatically. Collectors now appreciate that these clad quarters represent a critical chapter in American currency, one defined by economic challenges, changing technology, and a renewed commitment to durable, everyday coinage. The 1979 D, with its combination of widespread circulation and extreme high-grade rarity, stands as a prime example of how even the most ordinary coins can become extraordinary over time. Its lasting appeal lies in this dual nature: common enough to feel familiar, yet rare enough in perfection to command genuine respect and rising market value. The 1979 D. Washington quarter stands as a fascinating example of how a seemingly common circulation coin can rise to prominence through scarcity in high-grade, historical context, and enduring design appeal. Its market trajectory shows promise, especially as more collectors turn their attention to modern condition rarities. Whether pursued for investment, historical interest, or the thrill of completing a top-tier registry set, this coin offers exceptional long-term value. For any numismatic enthusiast, the finest 1979 D quarter represents not just a piece of currency. Next up in the 1977 D. Washington quarter dollar has steadily risen in prestige due to its unexpectedly strong performance in the high-grade certified coin market. While millions were minted for everyday circulation, only a very small fraction survived in superb condition, giving this coin a unique status among modern collectors who chase the finest known business strike quarters. The Denver Mint's reputation for producing sharp, well-struck coins makes the 1977 D particularly appealing to enthusiasts seeking clean surfaces, full details, and luster that transcends its humble clad origin. Today, especially in the upper mint-state tiers, the coin is one of the sleeper treasures of the series, highly sought after for registry sets and prized for its rare quality. The 1977 D quarter represents a time when everyday circulating coins were rapidly losing their purchasing power, but remained essential to daily commerce. The Denver Mint, operating at full capacity, produced hundreds of millions of coins that year, yet the quarter's design remained unchanged, still honoring George Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. an iconic combination in American coinage history. This coin stands as part of the long-running pre-state quarter series, final decades before the dramatic redesign movement of the late 1990s. Because no commemorative versions or silver issues were produced for 1977, the Denver circulation strike became the year's definitive representation, preserving a snapshot of U.S. minting culture just before America entered a new era of coin artistry. The 1977 D quarter carries all the hallmark stylistic elements of the long-standing Washington series. Washington's bust facing left, sculpted by John Flanagan, paired with strong inscriptions that define the coin's patriotic tone. The reverse features the eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with laurel branches below, a classical design symbolizing peace, readiness, and national authority. Produced in a copper-nickel-clad alloy, the coin measures 24.3 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams, maintaining the standard specifications set after silver quarters were discontinued in 1965. What distinguishes high-end examples of the 1977 D is the Denver Mint's ability to produce coins with exceptional detail in the eagle's wings and Washington's hair curls. In top grades, the coin exhibits a frosty texture with satiny cartwheel luster, and such visual quality is central to its desirability among advanced collectors. The 1977 D is extremely common, but in mint state 66, 67, and especially 68, the population thins drastically. Most pieces were heavily used or stored carelessly, leading to abrasions and loss of luster. Only a tiny share survived with the near-pristine surfaces needed for premium grading. The rarest and most valuable examples are those certified MS 67 Plus or MS 68, where not only sharp strikes but also smooth fields and minimal contact marks become critical. A few coins exhibit unusually bold strikes or strong die states, making them even more prized. While major errors for the date are limited, minor die breaks, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets do exist and add niche levels of collectability, though the highest market values still belong to pristine business strike coins. The 1977 D Washington quarter vary widely depending on grade, but the upper range is where the coin becomes truly exceptional. Circulated examples are worth face value, and common mint state coins up to MS 65 typically bring $5 to $20. However, prices climb sharply in high-end certified categories. MS 67 pieces often range from $150 to $300, while MS 67 Plus examples can reach $400 to $600 depending on demand and eye appeal. The rarest, top-graded MS 68 specimens have sold at auction for $2,000 to over $4,000, making them the most expensive and valuable examples of the 1977 D date. Their value is driven primarily by registry competition, where collectors strive to assemble the highest graded sets of Washington quarters, often bidding aggressively to secure the finest known pieces. With increasing attention on modern business strike rarities, price trends for top-tier 1977 D quarters continue to show upward momentum. The 1977 D quarter draws interest from both new collectors and veteran specialists due to its blend of accessibility and high-grade rarity. Beginners appreciate that inexpensive lower-grade examples are easy to obtain, while advanced numismatists value the challenge of securing truly elite specimens. The coin fits seamlessly into multiple collecting themes: Denver Mint sets, Washington quarter runs, and late 70s clad series, giving it relevance across a wide range of numismatic pursuits. Its understated look, combined with its scarcity in upper mint state grades, makes it a classic modern sleeper coin that rewards careful examination and patience in collection building. The 1977 D should focus on strike sharpness, luster quality, and the absence of distracting marks on Washington's cheek, jawline, and the obverse fields. Certification by leading grading services such as PeaceGS or NGC is strongly recommended, especially for coins purported to be MS 66 or higher. Proper storage using non-PVC holders or slab boxes will help maintain surface quality over time. The best opportunities to acquire top-tier examples often come from reputable auction houses, registry set resales, or trusted coin dealers specializing in modern mint state rarities. Buyers should compare population reports and recent sales to determine fair market value before making significant purchases. The 1977 D Washington quarter stands out as a compelling blend of historical continuity, aesthetic tradition, and modern rarity. Its journey from a common circulation coin to a high-value numismatic prize underscores how quality preservation and minting precision shape market desirability. For collectors, the coin offers both an accessible entry point and a formidable upper-tier challenge, making it a versatile and rewarding addition to any collection. As interest in high-grade modern business strikes continues to grow, the 1977 D quarter's reputation and market value are poised to remain strong well into the future. The 1977 D Washington quarter continues to intrigue collectors is the growing field of modern numismatic research, which places emphasis not only on traditional rarity, but also on strike precision, die deterioration, and production quality. As grading standards become increasingly refined, specialists are re-examining late 1970s clad coinage through a more technical lens, scrutinizing die alignment, die polish lines, and metal flow characteristics. The 1977 D has emerged as a standout study piece in this evolving discipline, offering numerous examples of varying die states that help experts trace the Denver Mint's production patterns during that year. This deeper analytical approach has elevated the coin's prestige, transforming what was once considered a routine circulation piece into a valuable reference point for anyone examining the craftsmanship and technology behind late 20th century minting practices. The 1977 D quarter has taken on renewed cultural relevance among collectors who appreciate coins that represent the final decades of traditional U.S. circulating designs. As the modern era embraces commemorative production cycles and digital payment systems, coins from the mid to late 1970s reflect a transitional moment when physical currency still played a central role in daily American life. This nostalgia contributes to the strong emotional demand that now influences coin buying habits. Collectors who grew up seeing these quarters in their pockets now seek pristine, untouched examples to recapture a meaningful part of their personal history. This emotional connection works in tandem with the coin's scarcity at the highest grades, reinforcing market strength and ensuring that quality 1977 D quarters remain desirable not only for investment potential, but also for the memories and cultural identity they. The 1977 D Washington quarter to be one of the best sleeper picks in the clad series. Registry set competition has created consistent upward pressure on top-tier coins, and population numbers suggest that extremely few MS-67 Plus and MS-68 pieces will ever exist, making them naturally constrained assets within the hobby. Historical pricing trends indicate that once a modern business strike coin achieves elite status in a competitive registry environment, its value stabilizes and often appreciates steadily over time. Collectors pursuing future growth should focus on certified pieces with exceptional eye appeal, since these are the examples most likely to benefit from market shifts and new collectors entering the hobby. As interest continues to expand in high-grade modern quarters, the 1977 DS blend of rarity, quality, and nostalgia positions it as a coin whose investment trajectory may remain strong for years to come. Next up to in the 1978 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, stands today as one of the more intriguing late 20th century circulation coins for collectors seeking unexpected value in a widely produced issue. Although millions were struck for everyday use, a very small number of high-end survivors, especially those preserved in pristine mint state conditions, have captured the attention of numismatists who appreciate the challenge of finding exceptional quality in a series not originally intended for premium collecting. This coin's modern-era status may overshadow its importance, yet advanced collectors understand that certain Philadelphia quarters from the 1970s are far more elusive in top condition than their common appearance suggests. The 1978 quarter arrived near the end of an era defined by traditional U.S. coinage designs before the American public entered the commemorative boom of the 1980s and 1990s. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which notably used no mint mark at the time, this coin represents the final stretch of Washington quarters before changes in minting technology and collector-focused production methods became widespread. While the design continued unchanged, the mintage practices of the late 1970s resulted in coins that often suffered from weak strikes, heavy bag marks, and inconsistent detail. Because these issues were mass-produced for everyday commerce during a period of significant economic activity, few were saved in premium condition, giving the 1978 no-mint mark quarter unexpected historical and numismatic significance today. The 1978 quarter retains the classic design introduced in 1932, a portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the iconic eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. Made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, it weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, standard for quarters of its era. What sets the most valuable examples apart is not a change in design, but the exceptional sharpness of strike, absence of contact marks, and unusually crisp details around Washington's hair and the feathers of the eagle. High-grade specimens often display brilliant luster with beautifully reflective surfaces, qualities that dramatically elevate their desirability and separate them from the countless worn examples still found in circulation. The 1978 no-mint mark quarter is not based on mintage, since over 21 million were produced, but rather on the scarcity of gem-quality mint state 67 and higher examples. The Philadelphia Mint of the late 1970s was not known for producing immaculate coins, and most pieces from this era entered circulation immediately. As a result, quarters grading MS-67 or MS-68 are extraordinarily difficult to find. A second category of rarity comes from error coins, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and transitional oddities, all of which contribute to substantial value when authenticated. In today's market, the most expensive 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarters, especially those certified MS-67 or MS-68 by major grading services, can command impressive prices. A standard mint state example in grades MS-60. MS-64 is typically modest in value, often ranging from $5 to $40, but once a coin reaches MS-66, prices may climb toward $150 to $300. The true standout pieces, graded MS-67, often trade between $600 and $1,200, depending on demand and eye appeal. Extremely rare MS-68 examples, when they appear at auction, can bring several $1,000s, reflecting both their scarcity and the strong competition among high-end registry collectors. Error varieties may sell anywhere from $75 to over $1,000, depending on severity and type. For collectors seeking one of these premium examples, careful evaluation is essential. Mint state 1978 quarters with clean surfaces, bold luster, and strong strike quality are worth targeting. Certification by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC is highly recommended, especially for coins believed to be MS-66 or above. Storing the coin in an inert protective holder, preferably a slab or acid-free flip, helps preserve its condition over time. Collectors can increase their chances of locating top-tier specimens through major auctions, high-volume online numismatic markets, or trusted dealers specializing in modern U.S. coins. Patience is key, as the finest examples appear sporadically and competition can be intense. The 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter stands out as an unexpected treasure in the broader landscape of late 20th century coinage. Its importance stems not from low production numbers or dramatic design changes, but from the challenge of locating truly superb specimens in a coin that was never intended to be saved. Its sharp visual appeal, historical connection to the pre-modern era of U.S. minting, and growing demand among registry collectors combine to give it both emotional and investment value. Whether pursued as part of a complete Washington quarter set or as a standout modern rarity, this coin continues to captivate collectors who appreciate quality, scarcity, and subtle numismatic history. The 1978 Philadelphia quarter also gained significance from the shifting attitudes in American coin collecting during the late 1970s and early 1980s. This was a time when collectors were beginning to realize the importance of quality in modern circulating coins, particularly those from the clad metal era. While earlier collectors focused heavily on silver and pre-1965 issues, modern enthusiasts started turning their attention to high-grade clad quarters, making superb examples of the 1978 issue unexpectedly desirable. As grading services emerged in the mid-1980s, high-quality coins from 1978 quickly proved to be far scarcer than their mintage numbers suggested, elevating their status within the Washington Quarter series. The 1978 no-mint mark quarter lies in its role as a transitional piece bridging older minting standards with the more controlled, quality-focused production methods that would emerge in the decades to follow. The inconsistencies in strike pressure, die wear, and planchet quality during this period mean that even freshly minted coins often showed imperfections. This makes the sharpest, most flawless 1978 examples not only rare, but important markers of minting conditions at the time. Collectors who appreciate the technical narrative of U.S. coinage value these pieces as benchmarks, reflecting both the limitations and craftsmanship of the era. The rising popularity of registry sets has also greatly influenced the demand for this coin. Competitive collectors aim to build the highest graded sets possible for each series, and because MS-67 and MS-68 examples of the 1978 Philadelphia quarter are extremely challenging to obtain, they become key coins for achieving a top-ranking position. This intense registry competition has directly contributed to notable price increases whenever a new high-grade example appears on the market. A single MS-68 specimen can shift registry standings dramatically, driving even further demand and pushing auction values upward as collectors vie for these top-tier positions. The 1978 no-mint mark quarter remains strong due to its combination of historical relevance, grade-based scarcity, and steady collector interest. As more collectors recognize the importance of clad-era condition rarities, and as fewer untouched examples are found in rolls, bags, or old collections, the value of high-grade specimens is likely to continue rising. Even circulated pieces may benefit from increased attention to late 20th century numismatics. Whether pursued for investment, historical appreciation, or as part of a complete Washington quarter collection, the finest 1978 Philadelphia quarters hold a place of growing prestige within the modern coin market. Even decades after its release, the value and desirability of the 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter continue to strengthen as more collectors recognize the difficulty of obtaining one in superb condition. Its blend of historical relevance, elegant design, and market performance ensures it remains a rewarding acquisition for both new and experienced numismatists. As collecting trends increasingly emphasize grade rarity and high-quality preservation, this coin's appeal and long-term potential remain undeniably strong. Next up in the 1997 P. Washington quarter stands out as a surprisingly desirable piece within late 20th century numismatics. Although billions of Washington quarters circulated throughout the 1990s, select high-grade and rare variety 1997 P examples have gained a reputation for commanding impressive premiums in the collector market. This date is especially noteworthy because it represents one of the final years of the classic pre-statehood quarter design, making premium examples important to those seeking pristine representatives of the final era of George Washington's long-running portrait. For collectors who specialize in high-grade modern coins, the 1997 P quarter represents a challenge, as perfectly struck examples are both visually appealing and surprisingly elusive. The 1997 P Washington quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility with a long history of supplying circulating coinage to the American public. This coin belongs to the final chapter of the original Washington quarter series, 1932 to 1998, minted just before the dramatic launch of the state quarters program in 1999. As a result, the 1997 P quarter reflects the last period in which the Washington quarter design remained largely unchanged, still carrying John Flanagan's iconic portrait as it had for more than 6 decades. The mid-1990s economy saw heavy circulation demands, leading to fast production runs, which often came at the cost of strike quality. One of the reasons why gem quality 1997 P quarters are significantly rarer than their mintage numbers suggest. The 1997 P quarter continues the long-standing tradition of combining Flanagan obverse portrait of George Washington with the classic heraldic eagle reverse. Struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, it has the standard 24.3 mm diameter and 5.67 gram weight typical of circulating quarters from the era. What makes this coin uniquely appealing in high grades is the occasional presence of sharp hairline details, well-defined eagle feathers, and clean luster, traits that were inconsistent in Philadelphia's 1990s production. On exceptionally well-preserved examples, the coin displays a strong satiny sheen with minimal abrasions, enhancing its beauty and making it stand out sharply from average circulated coins. The 1997 P quarters, the vast majority entered circulation and suffered heavy wear. Collectors quickly discovered that coins graded MS-67 and MS-68 are exceptionally difficult to locate due to weak strikes, bag marks from high-speed press operations, and inconsistent luster quality. The most valuable 1997 P quarter is typically either an ultra-high-grade certified example or a rare variety, such as a double-die obverse, reverse misalignment, or other premium mint errors. While circulated examples are common, coins with flawless surfaces, razor-sharp strikes, and no contact marks are exceedingly rare, forming the core of the coin's collector prestige. The 1997 P Washington quarters are those certified by PCGS or NGC in the highest grades. A typical uncirculated 1997 P might sell for just a few dollars, but top-tier examples can soar in value. MS-67 specimens often command $150 to $300, while MS-68 examples, when they appear, can reach $1,000 to $2,500 or more, depending on eye appeal and auction competition. Notable mint errors, such as dramatic off-centers or major double-die varieties, have sold for $300 to over $1,500, depending on severity. These pricing trends reflect strong collector interest in pristine late, 20th century quarters, especially as registry set collectors compete for the finest known examples. The 1997 P quarter is the blend of nostalgia, aesthetic charm, and genuine difficulty in locating high-grade pieces. It represents the final stage of the pre-statehood era, making it an essential coin for anyone assembling a complete late-modern Washington quarter set. Its challenge lies in finding clean, well-struck pieces with exceptional surfaces, qualities that registry collectors value deeply. For enthusiasts of mint errors, the 1997 P also offers a variety of dramatic misstrikes and die issues that add another layer of intrigue and desirability to the date. For collectors seeking the best examples, it is crucial to focus on strike quality, surface preservation, and overall luster. Certified coins graded by PCGS or NGC are strongly recommended, especially if purchasing high-value MS-67 plus pieces where authentication and grading accuracy directly affect price. Raw examples should be examined under strong light to spot hairline scratches, contact marks, and strike weakness. Proper storage in inert, non-PVC holders helps preserve brightness and prevents discoloration. Searching through original bank-wrapped rolls or mint sets may yield sharply struck coins, though finding premium gems remains a challenge. The 1997 P Washington quarter is more than just a common piece of circulating currency. It represents the closing chapter of a long-running design, a historical moment right before one of the biggest shifts in U.S. coinage. Its rarity in high grades, combined with its classic artistic style and strong collector demand, has elevated the finest examples into impressive value ranges. Whether pursued for its beauty, historical significance, or market potential, the 1997 P quarter offers a rewarding experience for collectors of all levels, and its top-graded and rare variety specimens will likely continue appreciating in value as interest in modern numismatics grows. The 1997 P Washington quarter is the difficulty of securing a coin with surfaces clean enough to achieve the highest certified grades. Philadelphia's production quality during this era was inconsistent, and coins often left the mint with shallow strikes, chatter marks, or dull luster caused by worn dies. Even coins pulled from mint sets frequently show microscopic abrasions severe enough to limit their grade. This makes the date notoriously frustrating for collectors who target MS-67 and above, as even tiny imperfections can negatively impact the overall appearance. As grading standards tightened over the years, the number of top-tier examples became even more limited, adding to the mystique and desirability of the finest 1997 P quarters. The 1997 P quarter has seen rising interest is the growth of competitive registry sets, where collectors vie to assemble the highest-graded sets certified by PCGS or NGC. Because the Washington Quarter series covers such a long span of decades, completing a top-ranked modern date set requires acquiring elusive gems like the 1997 P. This competitive spirit has directly driven up the price of the few MS-68 examples that exist. When a new top-pop piece appears, bidding wars often erupt among serious collectors, pushing prices far above typical market levels. These registry-driven battles have helped transform what was once a routine circulation coin into a modern rarity commanding real financial intent. The 1997 P quarter also benefits from a variety of eye-catching mint errors that collectors actively seek. Dramatic off-centers, broad strikes, double die obverse, and multiple strike errors have all been documented and can elevate the value of the coin significantly. Unlike minor anomalies, these major mint errors provide visual appeal and numismatic uniqueness, making each piece essentially one of a kind. For collectors who specialize in U.S. mint mistakes, the 1997 P offers an exciting range of options that stand out within the late 1990s coinage landscape. Some dramatic errors from this year have sold for well over $1,000, depending on condition and visual impact. The 1997 P Washington quarter has long-term growth potential, especially for the finest known graded examples. As more collectors enter the hobby through online platforms, social media, and numismatic communities, demand for high-quality modern coins continues to expand. This increased visibility has highlighted the difficulty of finding premium 1990s quarters, which were not widely saved when new. As a result, high-grade survivors are becoming even more coveted each year. With continuous interest in building complete modern sets and the historical importance of the final pre-statehood era, the 1997 P quarter is likely to remain a standout issue with strong appreciation potential for decades to come. Next up to in the 1968 D Washington quarter holds a subtle yet growing prestige within modern numismatics. Though produced during a time when silver coinage had already disappeared, the Denver minted quarter from this year has earned unexpected recognition for the remarkable value that certain high-grade specimens have achieved. What makes it especially appealing to collectors today is not merely its age or its position within the long-running Washington quarter series, but its rare ability to command four-figure prices when found in pristine condition. While the typical circulated example might seem ordinary, the finest certified coins reveal a level of craftsmanship and preservation that elevates the 1968 D quarter from common currency to a coveted collectible. The 1968 D quarter emerged during a transitional period in American numismatic history. Only a few years earlier, the Coinage Act of 1965 had brought an end to the silver quarter, replacing it with the copper-nickel-clad alloy that would define U.S. circulating coinage for decades. Denver's role in this era was crucial, as the mint was responsible for producing a substantial share of the nation's new clad quarters, ensuring enough supply to meet growing commercial demand. This coin, therefore, represents a significant moment when the U.S. Mint was redefining what everyday coinage would look and feel like. It does not commemorate a major event, but its connection to this shift in American monetary policy adds a layer of historical depth often overlooked by casual call. The 1968 D quarter continues the familiar artistry established in 1932 by sculptor John Flanagan. The obverse displays the distinguished profile of George Washington, reserved yet commanding, complemented by the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the Year of Issue. The small yet sharply struck D mint mark rests on the right side of the ribbon beneath Washington's portrait, acting as the only physical identifier of its Denver origin. The reverse retains the regal eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, flanked by olive branches, symbols of preparedness and peace intertwined. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a weight of 5.67 grams, the coin's high-grade examples display remarkable brilliance, with crisp detailing that collectors admire when found free of nicks, abrasions, and dull luster. The 1968 D quarter was produced in large numbers, over 100 million pieces. The vast majority of them entered circulation immediately. This heavy use resulted in widespread wear, which makes the coin's most desirable quality-preserved examples exceedingly rare. The true scarcity lies not in mintage numbers, but in the survival of coins graded MS 67 and above, where perfection becomes the exception rather than the rule. Clad quarters of this era are notorious for weak strikes, planchet flaws, and surface abrasions. Thus, any example with sharp details, blazing luster, and minimal imperfections becomes highly sought after. Error varieties from this year are not common, but off-center strikes or high-quality die varieties occasionally surface, adding additional layers of collectability. In today's numismatic market, the typical circulated 1968 D quarter holds minimal monetary premium, often valued between 30 cents and $1. However, the story changes dramatically when examining top-tier certified examples. Coins graded MS-66 can reach values ranging from $40 to $120, depending on luster, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. The rarest survivors, the elusive MS-67 and MS-67 Plus pieces, are where value skyrockets, frequently selling for $600 to over $1,500 at respected auctions. A handful of exceptional specimens have pushed even higher when they feature exceptional surfaces or come from well-recognized collections. These prices reflect both genuine scarcity and the growing collector interest in premium-clad coinage, an area once overlooked but now gaining traction. The 1968 D quarter should focus on specimens with sharp eagle feather details, clean obverse fields, and strong mint luster, a combination rarely found together. Because condition plays an outsized role in determining value, it is wise to rely on professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC to authenticate and assign a reliable grade. Raw coins can be appealing, but appearances can be deceiving, and subtle surface flaws may significantly limit their value. For storage, holders such as slabs or archival quality flips ensure long-term preservation, preventing environmental damage. Auctions, reputable coin dealers, and established collector communities are the best avenues for acquiring high-grade examples, as these sources typically offer coins with documented provenance and verified authenticity. The 1968 D Washington quarter lies in its understated nature. It is not a key date, a silver issue, or an anniversary release. Yet its finest versions command strong respect among modern-era quarter specialists. This makes it an appealing target for both novice collectors who want to understand the nuances of clad coin grading and seasoned numismatists who appreciate the challenge of locating near-perfect strikes. The coin symbolizes an important shift in U.S. mint history and embodies the growing appreciation for high-quality clad coins that are finally receiving the attention they deserve. The 1968 D Washington quarter stands as a quietly important coin whose value is shaped not by low mintage or dramatic historical circumstances, but by the rarity of its highest-grade survivors. Its place in the evolution of modern U.S. coinage, combined with its classic design and surprising scarcity in top-tier condition, ensures that it continues to attract thoughtful and passionate collectors. As the market for clad quarters continues to mature, demand and values for exceptional 1968 D examples are likely to strengthen, securing its position as a meaningful piece for anyone building a comprehensive or investment-minded Washington quarter collection. The 1968 D Washington quarter has developed a subtle academic importance within the numismatic community. Specialists studying die states, minting equipment wear, and late 1960s production techniques often use this coin as a reference point when examining how the Denver Mint adapted to the newly implemented clad planchets. High-power microscopic analysis of top-grade examples reveals anomalies in metal flow, strike pressure, and surface texture that help researchers understand the minting challenges of the era. As a result, the coin serves as a tangible artifact of evolving mint technology, a quality that elevates its importance to collectors who value the historical mechanics behind U.S. coin production. The 1968 D quarter's market behavior is how dramatically its value fluctuates with even the smallest changes in grade. A coin graded MS-66 might sell for under $100, while an MS-67 could command 10 to 15 times that amount. This sharp divide reflects the rarity curve that affects many clad Washington quarters, where each incremental improvement in surface quality exponentially reduces the surviving population. Collectors who follow population reports from PCGS and NGC understand how few examples meet the strictest grading criteria, and this data plays a powerful role in shaping auction outcomes. Because of these sharp grade distinctions, the coin has become a textbook example of how modern grading precision drives contemporary coin valuation. The 1968 D quarter is benefiting from a renewed interest in modern-era circulation coins. Many collectors who grew up encountering these quarters in everyday pocket change are now revisiting the series with fresh enthusiasm, driving up demand for premium examples. The affordability of most grades makes the coin approachable, while the high-end rarity adds an element of excitement for collectors seeking a challenge. This generational shift has expanded the Washington quarter collecting base, giving coins like the 1968 D a broader audience and ensuring that high-grade pieces remain in steady demand across multiple collector demographics. The 1968 D. Washington quarters offer strong long-term potential due to their combination of scarcity, historical relevance, and rising collector interest. Unlike many modern commemorative coins or artificially limited releases, the value of these quarters is rooted in authentic rarity. Specifically, the natural scarcity of pristine examples rather than manufactured exclusivity. As more collectors complete registry sets or invest in modern-clad top populations, competition for MS-67 and MS-67 plus specimens is likely to intensify. This increasing demand, paired with the extremely slow growth of new high-grade discoveries, positions the 1968 D quarter as a coin that could quietly appreciate in value over the coming decades, cementing its place as an understated yet rewarding investment for dedicated numismatists.